Okay, so
Do I look at the camera?
You don't have to. No, you can. I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. I didn't, when I watched like me and Zach's video, I basically like only looked at it like twice because I was just like zoning out when he would talk, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh shit, and I like snap out of it and look at the camera and like nod and then look back in. It's like the fakest fucking thing, but yeah. So anyway, welcome Zach to my basement.
Here we are.
So we got just an insane amount of views, like 69 last I checked on the last podcast, so I had to do another one with another Zach.
69, like exactly?
No, dead ass. Last night there were 69. I was like, it's pretty good.
So then you have to tell people not to watch it.
I know. I put it on private, so we're good. So, yeah, this is Zach Bacon. He is an old school friend. Like, I met you, like 8th grade, I think? Something
football.
Like that. Yeah, we played football together. That was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
That year was probably my funnest year, honestly.
What was it, the Ute League?
Yeah. First year of Ute League.
Coach Ashton?
Yeah.
Tyson's dad?
Tyson playing on the team for 2 weeks until he gets mono. Shout out Tyson.
Dude, Tyson, like, Tyson only played running back because his dad was a coach, bro.
Yeah, he would have been on the fucking bench. Any other team, he's on the bench, bro. Yeah. Hey, shout out Tyson. Hopefully he sees like a little clip of him getting flamed.
Oh,
actually
yeah,
watches the whole thing
for sure.
Okay, good. But yeah, so dude, want to get you on because like honestly, you need some press.
Yeah.
You got some shit going on. It's always good to market yourself a little bit, right? So you obviously are a musician.
I do.
Do you call yourself a professional at this point or no?
No, still in the works.
Yeah.
Going to school for music. I've been playing piano since I was a kid, like 8.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You're pretty dang good.
I'm alright.
You're pretty good.
No.
Dude, I saw on TikTok this one account that like he like basically like puts little like numbers on each of the keys and like shows you how to do like viral like songs or whatever, just like
popular songs.
Yeah, and it's like and then he puts like 4 3 2 5 2 1, blah, 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 and then just do, and I was like, damn, maybe I should learn piano from that. Might have to have you go on the old organ over there.
Dude, that thing is so old, bro.
Dude, it really is. It was our like aunt's, and then she passed away, so we took it. But there's like no room for it really. But now we have it set up over there.
It's like those like antiques that you just keep around.
Yeah, and it has like all the like weird like sound presets, where it'll like play like metronomes.
For
you and stuff. So it's pretty
like
sick.
Beats and stuff.
Yeah. So. And then it has like an attached Blue Yeti mic, so you can just like it's an all-in-one,
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, no, for sure.
But it's pretty fucking sick, not gonna lie. Like when we first got it, like Mocha, my cat, he would like jump on it all the time and shit. Like in the middle of the night, we'd forget to turn off. It's like ding, 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 ding. And it's like it's pretty creepy sounding. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, you started with piano, and then now you're like just. So do you want to be like making beats as like your job, or do you want to be like somewhat like some other sector? If you could choose, I guess.
Yeah, so basically after piano, it went to like when I was in high school, I got a new teacher, and then I still like never wanted to practice, and so my mom's the one who like made me do it.
Yeah.
And so it's actually funny. The story is. My mom was making me do seminary and piano, and then I was like, yo mom, like I'm only choosing one.
You're like, I can't keep going on like this.
I can't do both. And she's like, all right, I'm like, all right, I'm dropping seminary. And so I stuck with piano, and then I graduate from high school and go to college like 2018. And I stopped taking lessons, but I'm like learning some songs of my own, and then I take like an intro to music theory class because I was always interested in music theory.
Now, what is like music theory? Like, what does that like teach you? I guess.
So, music theory, you can study form. So, like how songs are laid out. So, like at the very beginning, you study like Bach chorales, which is like choir music and stuff.
Yeah.
And you learn like chord progressions. What are chords? What are harmonies? What is voice leading, which is like all the individual like notes. Like say if you have like 4 notes, in a choir, right? You have like the bass and soprano, alto, tenor. They all like have their own like line,
Mm-hmm.
like horizontally and vertically. And so like a lot of the beginning music theory is studying like the movement of those like, you know, different pitches and whatnot. And so I was more interested in the why, like why does it sound good? Why do I like the sound of that? And then so in high school when I was learning, like I tried to get into it because I hated performing. And so I never kind of got into it because my teacher was more like, okay, we're learning this, we have a performance, you know.
Yeah, there's not much creativity there, right? It's just like kind of like
she taught me like as much as I was like willing to put in at the time. But then I got into college and I was able to like start from the very ground up, and like those classes, like I remember one of my tests, like I had to schedule it online, and I like somehow last minute like went to this random ass library, and they like I just like took like my midterm like in 3 minutes and got like a 96 because like I already knew all the stuff.
Yeah.
But like
damn.
Since I was able to start from the ground up, I was able to like really get down to the basics and appreciate like the beginning stuff. And so then I started to really like it and get in that like those classes. I got into like MuseScore.
Yeah.
Which is have you heard of MuseScore?
I don't think I have.
It's like a music software for like notation.
Okay.
So like, you know, you see a music sheet with all the notes on it, the grand staff and everything. So that's like the first music software I got into, and I like really liked it.
Yeah.
And then after that, like a year later, I downloaded FL Studio. I bought the whole thing.
Yeah.
Before I bought it, I would like the trial version. Once you like saved and closed out, you couldn't reopen it. And so I would leave my computer on for like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I wouldn't close the program.
That's actually so sick.
Yeah.
You're like, nah,
and
bro.
I like made out like a whole like piece in there.
Yeah.
And like my first like few pieces before I bought the software were
Bro,
like
you're built different.
yeah. And so like I would be sketched out like if the power went out or something.
Yeah. The computer's running like fucking 10 frames per second at the end of the 2 weeks.
But and so I learned a lot. That's where I learned to save like all the time.
Yeah.
I would just be like, bro, if I lose this. Like,
yeah. Now for like music production, is FL Studios like the best? Would you say?
No.
Really?
No. So, I think it's a really good intro. Like, it's really user friendly. I learned the basics of digital audio workstations in FL Studio. Like
you kind of take that over to like different programs.
Yeah. It like the knowledge translates over. Now, other programs like Ableton, for example, like some commands are like the complete opposite. So it's like really like
it'd be hard to like rewire your brain to like do it like that.
Yeah. But you know, you learn how to use like your inserts and you know your sends, and like it has a really good mixer. On FL Studio. Yeah. But so that's where I learned the basics. I was in FL Studio for like a year and a half.
So you got like some pretty decent experience.
Like, just like making my own stuff. That's around the time, like, I was like I wanted to put out a project of like this like very beginning stuff I was working on. Yeah. And so that's what the Roads. I have like I think 5 songs out. It's called Roads. It's like a picture. Yeah. And that's on my SoundCloud. Okay. But like that's like my very beginning like learning how to use the program stuff. So it's like nothing's in the right place. It's like everything's really centered. Yeah. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Right. But it was still fun.
Everyone has to have a project like that though, right?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're just getting into it, you're like, okay, I just want to put something out there to like prove to myself I can do it. Yeah. Even if it's, you know, you look back a year later, you're like, oh, that was.
No, dude. Like a week later, I'm like, this is shit.
Yeah. But that's like bound to happen. Yeah. That's like, I think you do have to like. Literally, like if you're so good from the beginning, it's like, are you gonna get any? If you think you're so good from the beginning, are you gonna get any better? Probably not.
Yeah,
you know?
No, exactly. Like if you think you're good, like you're in denial. Like you're bad.
Yeah, exactly. So like, for example, FL Studio compared to like, you know, just like Adobe Audition or whatever. What's the main differences for somebody who like wouldn't know? Like me.
What is it? What is it called, dude? I don't know the Adobe software.
Really? Okay.
So
do you know if it's like comparable, like as in like what it can do, or is it just like
so
a different side of music making? Because I know like, you know, Audition, you can put like, tracks. You can't necessarily like beat make that much, like control like notes and stuff as much.
I'm trying to even think if it is Audition. Is it called? That's
what Zach uses.
Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Okay, I've never used that.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the Adobe one.
Okay, so that would be like comparable to FL Studios.
No. So I think Pro Tools is like the industry like highest standard. Like it's good overall, and when it comes to interface and just like workflow.
Yeah.
But so FL Studio is like your 14-year-old kid in middle school. And like
or your 21-year-old kid in college.
Yeah. And your mom bought you FL Studio for Christmas.
Yeah.
And you're getting into it.
Yeah.
But also I know like what's his name, Martin Garrix something. Yeah. He started FL Studio. All he does is FL Studio, and you can do a lot of things in FL Studio.
He's pretty successful.
Yeah. He's big. But I think in terms of like genre, the different audio interface can make a difference. So like Ableton Live, it has live in the name because like it's good for live performances.
Right.
And you also can think of Ableton for like DJing.
Like I was gonna say DJ.
Yeah. Like you can think of like a German guy in his 40s, and he's just going to
at like a dance club and
like that's Ableton.
Okay, yeah.
And because it's really good for like the live stuff, you can change tracks, you can live mix, and stuff like that.
Yep. As opposed to just running it back, like tweaking things with other programs like that. It's like, okay, keep the flow going, keep the flow going.
And so like there's definitely trade-offs, but like when you get into Ableton, you like it has like a arrangement view, and it also has like I forget what they call it, but it's like the arrange view, and then there's like a bunch of cell view where it's more like your kind of thinking board almost.
Right.
And so that just like plays loops, and then it's really nice because you can control loops and mix and match and like. Hear
one time through a certain way and kind of tweak it just a little bit and hear it through again.
Yeah. So like Ableton, you have like the workflow is so much different than FL Studio. But then you get into like Logic and stuff. Yeah. And that's for Macs. Right? Yeah. And then my friend, Gabe Smith, he uses Logic, and we're always fighting. I'm like, dude, like Logic is shit. And he's like, dude, you're just a Windows user. And I'm like, dude, you're just a dirty Mac user.
Yeah, it's a MacBook user. Yeah. Come on.
But so like that's also like a standard industry standards Logic for Apple.
So it's like somewhat comparable, even if like it might be more limited or have more features. It's like, is it made to be like the baseline, like Mac versus Windows? Or is it like, is there a lot more you can do on Mac ones or on Logic?
So Logic is solely based on Mac, and then Ableton is, I'm pretty sure, only on PC. I don't know, it might be. But then Pro Tools is on both. Okay. I think.
Gotcha.
But so anyway, I think that's why Pro Tools is so popular, because the file sharing.
Yeah, because it's like if you do have like both, like a PC and a Mac, it's like you don't really have to.
As far as my understanding. Yeah. But so you get into Logic, and they're like notation software. It's basically like adding a MuseScore to your digital audio workstation, so you can like write something for orchestral pieces in Logic, and you have like MIDI instruments playing it. So
that's actually sick.
And you see the notation going too. Okay. Yeah. So that's where it's like really nice. But like so that's what I'm saying. It just depends like what you're working on. Yeah. But for at least for my workflow, and I like PCs a lot. I felt like Ableton was like the right way to go. Yeah. That makes sense. And I feel like Ableton is more focused around having cleaner sounds and really being able to have a really good like input and output. And with FL Studio, I feel like the interface doesn't like necessarily focus on that as much, and it's more on like just adding a bunch of like shit into your dubstep. Just
getting something together, whereas like the other one is more like, okay, it's like professional grade exporting and stuff. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get more professional sound in Ableton. Yeah. Than I think it is in FL Studio. But if you know what you're doing, like
you can probably make it work in FL similarly if you know what you're doing.
You could, if you know what you're doing.
Because probably with either, it's like if you're just an absolute like pro, like you can just kill it. Like it doesn't matter what you're using.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like there's different tweaks and things.
Yeah. Well, there's certain people, they just use operating systems because it's just like more user friendly, or whatever, or maybe they can do like you're more on the technical side, so you can do more like using that.
Right. Yeah.
So. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of just like preference to a certain degree.
And that's why I like Windows, because I feel like it is more like
Mac is like bowling with the fucking like the things on the side so you can't get a gutter ball.
Yeah, but it works.
Here's everything. Yeah, and it works, but it's like, and then Windows is like, okay, like I can make you can mod or do whatever, or change
some
things.
Weird plugins.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, that is fucking confusing, like to me, because like I don't know shit, but like I understand like certain things, and just like I've made songs with Zach before, and so like I've seen like just and like FL's like definitely like more I think advanced than Audition, because Audition is like very just like throw your tracks on here and it'll like put it together.
Right.
So like I know very little about it, but it's like it's cool how much it can do.
I don't know, like, because I know GarageBand is like the free version of Logic.
Yes.
Is Audition the free version of Pro Tools?
I don't think it's free, but I think it's cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know exactly like what the monthly cost is or whatever, but that's just what Zach's always
That's
used.
what it was. Yeah. That's why it's freaking.
And that's why like Zach doesn't make it. Yeah. That's why Zach doesn't make his own beats all the time, because it's just like he's just used to like combining stuff in a on a timeline, and then like throwing his own vocals on there and just get a freaking free for profit beat or whatever. Yeah. Which you need to flame him for that, because that's bitch shit. So I don't know. I mean, it works though, and like I said, everyone kind of has like their flow, like that they like to do things. So it's like if you're just used to it, and you can make good stuff out of it because you become like somewhat of a master. It's like who cares, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, other than music, I guess you've been snowboard instructing. So tell me about that, man. Like,
dude.
Is it like is that better than like a 9-to-5 or something, where you might make maybe a little more money, but like, or it's just like shitty? Like, should I quit my fucking job and go and start snowboarding?
So if you got bills to pay, no.
Yeah, okay.
But like, it's definitely doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah. So yeah, I went up to Brighton, got an instructing job this season. So like November.
Had you like thought about doing it like other seasons before, or?
No. Like really? Last season, I like started thinking about it, and so then I started asking the instructors, and they're like, "Oh, there's just a training, in November." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But, no, it's definitely really fun. I only do it part time.
Yeah.
For Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
And the money's not good, but like,
who needs money, bro? Who needs money or to pay bills?
Yeah.
It's overrated.
But in terms of my own snowboarding skill, like, you go up there and you're learning how to teach people in the training, and they like totally like start throwing the ideas at you that we're going to be teaching you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I thought I was hot shit, but now like I suck ass.
Yeah, because you have a way that you've done, because you've been snowboarding for like a long time, right? Like since, years,
like probably 9 or 10 years.
Jeez. So yeah, you have like a way that you do it, and you're like, I know exactly how to do it.
Yeah. But then like that's the thing, is like the past few years I've like hit a plateau where like I don't know how to get better. Yeah, that makes sense. And then, do you think like teaching will help you get better, or has it helped you get better? Yeah. Really? So like when I'm going through the training and stuff, they're showing me like these really like basic techniques of like how to like twist your board and tilt your board and all these new things, and I'm like, what? And then like I feel it for the first time, like that's crazy, bro. Yeah. Like that's And so then I go and mess around with that on my own time, and then we have to do another exercise where he's like, all right, let's try to go down as a group. And then he's like, we're all going to flow, but like don't go too far ahead or too far behind. And then like you have someone that's like chilling in the back, and then me and this other guy are like just shooting it forward. He's like, you see how you're like just want to get down that hill? He's like, slow it down, bro. Just to like focus on like what you're doing and stuff. And so like these like like these trainers at Brighton like totally changed. Like when I go up there, it's not like, okay, dude, I'm just gonna like send it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, was your like way to do it was just send it as fast as you can,
dude,
most
like,
runs?
There's 8 kids in my family.
Yeah.
And we all snowboard, and so all we would do is just race.
yeah.
And so like,
which isn't like a bad thing. That's
no, it's
sick.
fun, dude. Yeah, you're just shredding it up as kids, you know, and just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But like when I like realized now when I go up, it's like, okay, when I just shoot it down the hill now, I get like little to no satisfaction.
Right.
And so now it's like I find satisfaction in like learning new skills and progressing.
Yeah.
So I'm able to teach them to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that I've got like all the basics down to where I could just teach, you know, the first few levels, I can like I've started to focus on like harder techniques and stuff that you can bring to like different parts of the mountain.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Damn, that's pretty sick.
Dude, so it's really freaking fun.
That's dope. And then like, is it also like, I don't know like how, so the people that you teach up there like, or like instruct, like do you see them like multiple different days, or is it kind of like a one-time thing you like help them out?
So
or
both.
Really?
Yeah. So we do these things called programs where it's like these teenagers, like 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
They'll come up, or even like I had a program with 5-year-olds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
Dude, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like the little kids.
They don't even know how to stand up. Like how are they supposed to slide down a mountain without falling down?
But where they come back consecutively, that's the programs. But then you just have the one-time lesson where they're like a first timer, or like they're trying to learn how to like turn and stuff.
Yeah.
And so you'll just do one lesson, and then they'll get that basic skill down, and then they go and, you know, they come back, whatever.
It's probably like a different language you have to like teach into like littler kids versus like, you know.
100%. Like, I really like to try to articulate the skills, right?
But it's like
and then
hard to articulate.
So that's really good with adults.
Yes.
And like some adults like really like explanations and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
And then you have like the 12-year-olds or and the 13-year-olds that are like, they're like, you know, they're respectful, but then like they kind of just like want to go down, you know? So it's kind of like a mixture of having fun between like skills development. And then you have like the 5-year-olds where it's like supposed to be all fun. Yeah. If they're not having fun, they're like,
yeah.
I'm just like, and then they're like falling down every time. You have to like pick them up.
Yeah.
Dude, no, like 5-year-old, like little kids are the hardest to teach.
Well, I was gonna say it must not be like that fun then, like teaching like the littlest kids.
It's just different. Like it's a lot more tiring, and you really have to understand how to like develop their skills.
Right.
While having fun.
Yeah.
And so I can teach the same skill to an adult as to a kid.
But you don't have to make it fun for an adult.
Yeah, but I have to teach the same skill in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
And so that's where it starts getting like like really like into it.
Yeah.
Like that, like it's like really fun to kind of learn that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you gotta keep like the only rule at Brighton is like just have an open mindset and like just take advice and just try to get better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you're like, and I realized some of my lessons, I'm like, that was the worst lesson I ever had. But I'm like, you know, I know what I did wrong.
The odds are though, like a lot of people, like I'm sure there's hardly anybody who comes up there and you help them out and they like don't learn anything.
Yeah, no, there's always like something learned, right? But it's like, it's hard to like have to set expectations because I'm like, okay, I've taught kids with like this athletic ability before, and then you don't get as far as you like did with the other kids, and you're just like, and then you're just like get all mad.
Yeah.
But like most of the people up there say like don't have high expectations, especially with the younger kids.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you just focus on having fun, then you know that's the main thing.
So does Brighton offer like free training or anything like that to people who like have never been, for example, or is it like do parents have to like pay for everything, or if you're like an adult who wants a little bit of training, like do you have to pay for it?
Yeah, they're like the lessons you sign up through the school, and then it's like if it's the one-time lesson, you just pay for the lesson.
I see.
But like as far as equipment goes, like you know, you can do rentals.
Yeah.
Or ask a friend that has.
I'm kind of a dumbass because I never went, and I was gonna go with you know Colton, right?
Colton
Spencer.
I don't think so.
Anyway, he was like a year younger than us, but I was gonna go with him, but then like last minute I was like scrambling, because I don't have any gear obviously, because I've never gone, so I was like trying to find gear and I could not find it, so I didn't end up going. But like I just like, the reason I asked you like if you have to pay for it is just because like, you know, to a certain extent it must be like a liability to have like some dumbass just fucking sledding down the hill, like hit, you know, if I don't know how to like move in and out of people or whatever. I just figured like
there are like safety rules on the mountain.
Yeah.
And part of one is not being a dumbass.
Damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go there, bro. They're not gonna let me in.
Like staying in control and stuff, and don't cut people off.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously, like some people who don't have the experience, like they might not be trying to like, you know, get maximum velocity or like, you know, not be trying to like plow into kids like bowling pins, but it's like they just don't know how to like move it or whatever. So that's why I ask. But yeah, I still want to go up there because dude, it looks so much fun. And like I see like, so there's like the mountain, right? But then there's also like courses where there's like, you know, like the little like rails you can grind on or like jumps you can take. So are those like, that's what it's called, terrain park? Yeah. Okay. Because I want to try the terrain park. That shit looks fun.
Dude, that's what like, so that's what like you know, you see people skating, you see people like going on the terrain park, and like that's what everyone wants to do because it's like, you know, flashy and stuff.
Yeah.
And like people just get hurt. Like that's how you get hurt.
Really?
Like well,
like
I mean,
often?
Well, if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so like in terms of like skills progression, like to even be able to teach like the terrain park, you have to be able to teach someone like at a black diamond level.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like, you know, bunny slope, green.
Yeah.
And then you have like blues, and then blacks, double blacks, and terrain park is within like the black area.
I did not know that it was like considered that level.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's crazy.
Because the skills, it's not the same skill set you're going to be learning while turning onto a blue terrain. Yeah. And so, I mean, as long as you have some basic riding skills, like
is the steepness comparable to like a double black diamond, or is it more of like a gentler slope for most of the terrain parks? I don't know if it's
so it's not the steepness. I'm talking about the difficulty. So like, yeah, if you're just like riding, like that's like steepness and like difficult terrain. So it's like green's pretty like mellow, blue's a little more steep, right? Yeah. Where it's harder to like you'll learn to turn on a green, and then a blue, you'll still use the same techniques, but it's steeper, so it's harder. Yeah. And so and then you bring that to a black diamond, and then you bring it to a double black diamond, you know. And so it's like, what can you do safely? Right. Yeah. And be good at it, and not like make any cheats or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. And then getting into the terrain park, it's like, it's a whole different set of techniques. You have to learn how to like spin on flat ground. You have to learn how to like do your butter, so you're like doing a tail press or you know, an ollie, right? Yeah, because I mean, generally you're not really gonna get air on most like beginner like courses, right? Right. Yeah. Like you're just on the ground the whole time. So like, if you wanted to get into the terrain park, like you have to have basic riding abilities, so I would say maybe like at a blue level rider. But if like nobody knew that I was like a really shitty beginner and I was just like, I just want to send it down this like one time, you know what I mean? With it, like nobody's gonna stop me and be like, yo, show me your double black diamond. No. You can send whatever you want, but I'm talking about in terms of like not dying. Because dude, I've seen some people on like the rails, and they'll like jump up and they're fine, and then somehow they just like lose their footing and just face first into the rail. I'm like, oh. So if anybody really wanted to get into a terrain park, like I would recommend at least being a blue level rider at least. Like fundamentally a good rider. And then any trick you're trying to bring into the terrain park, you try it on flat ground first. And you build it up from there. That makes sense. Like out of your board, in your board, and just, you know, get a good balance on your nose and your tail. So for like somebody like, so for example, if I was like, okay, I want like, my main goal is just I want to be able to do like a backflip, or like I guess it's like, you know, like just like a backflip like on the terrain park, you know. Like I want to start from like, all right, I can like, you know, I can stand on a board without falling, to okay, I can go down a hill and control my speed, to like, okay, I want to be able, like I just want to like land a backflip once. Like how long do you think that would take me? From never being boarding before? Yeah. So like for example, like I've boarded before, like down like sledding hills, like my mom's old board, like twice. Sledding. Okay. Yeah, I basically went sledding. Okay. Yeah.
But like, if I wanted to land a backflip and I was like, okay, I need to like show my girlfriend's dad I can land a backflip boarding, how long would that take me, like, realistically?
It depends how determined you are and like how much you practice.
And like how athletic you are, right? Like,
yeah, but I mean like it just depends how much you go.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna be like, oh, like if you go this many times, like you'll get
if I came up Friday, Saturday, 2 weekends in a row, you were instructing me. Could you
I was instructing you?
Could you have me landing a backflip by the second
I
Saturday?
I can't even do a backflip.
Shit, okay.
But I would learn one.
But if I was just like, I wasn't afraid of breaking my neck, per se, you know? Like, I was like, I didn't have that fear in my heart. That second Saturday, could I, like, land
No.
shit?
No.
Oh, fuck,
No.
dude. So, like, that's the thing. Like, I want to, like, look pretty fucking dope when I go. So, like...
That's what everybody wants. And people spend their whole lives trying to get that.
Yeah.
But...
Dude, fuck, the Olympics just make it look so easy, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking effortless. So I'm like, I could probably do I couldn't do, like, a triple fucking...
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I could probably, like, send it back. But, yeah, no, that makes sense that it's, like, not easy.
Yeah.
I guess my expectations were a little lower than they should have been.
I'm not saying to not do it because it's hard.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, there's... Like, you have to put time into developing certain skills, right?
Yeah.
And...
Fuck, I hate that. I hate putting time into shit, bro. That shit's so AIDS. I just want to fucking be good.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be good already.
Yeah. Like, why can't this podcast look like Joe Rogan? You know?
We should get Joe Rogan.
Just started a podcast. Boss, are you down? You'd be the
Joe Rogan.
third guest, brother. Also, could you bring all of your gear and your producing?
Actually, can we just use your studio?
Yeah, actually, can I just, like, sit in your spot and you sit across from me?
But the important thing is with snowboarding is that anything really, is everyone learns at their own pace.
Yeah.
So, like, so if you have, like, say, okay, I'm going to learn this skill, learning how to balance on my snowboard, or I'm going to learn how to turn.
Yeah.
And then, however, you just do that until, you know, you get comfortable with it, and then, so it's like second nature.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, now I want to learn how to do a backflip.
Yeah.
So then you learn how to, like, so then you learn how to go off, like, you learn how to, like, pop off your snowboard, like jumping on a trampoline, you know? And then you learn how to go off, like, little jumps and how to land, how to take off, like how to approach, how to take off, getting comfortable with the airtime and how to land, right? And then you take it to bigger jumps and you get comfortable with airtime. You can even take it to a trampoline park too.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's up?
What's up?
This is Zach. You remember Zach?
Did I interrupt your?
Yeah, again.
You're gonna have to edit me out.
Yeah. Last time she walked.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Last time she walked behind Zach, so I like made like a fucking micro cut. I was like, zzz, and then
Oh, really?
By the way, I
disappeared.
got you this for the bathroom.
Yes. Sweet, thank you.
Air dryer?
Yeah.
What are you gonna, like, air dry your ass or something?
I mean, sometimes, but like usually it's just
Oh
like.
shit! You know what?
What?
The outlet doesn't work in there.
Yeah, well, the light's been flickering on and off like over and over too, like the one up there.
What's his name out here?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Shit.
I can fix it.
You're an electrician.
No.
That reminds me of what's
The Holes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
why I
sick.
said it.
Okay, I love that movie.
I
do
can
you,
fix
do you like
that.
it? Yeah. The peach.
Yeah.
Dude.
Um,
Peach man.
Is he a Z or something? What's his name?
I can't remember. That dude's technically a ghost, right?
What?
Is he technically a ghost? Like, cause I thought when Zero goes out.
Zero. Yeah.
Yeah, when Zero
You're
goes
saying
out.
Zero's a ghost?
No, the Peach man. Like, cause Zero like sees him, right? Or maybe I'm tripping because I haven't seen it in a minute. But I thought that he like sees him out there, like when he's like fucking hallucinating and like I don't know.
I don't remember.
When he's living in that boat in the middle, you know?
Yeah,
like,
he
just
finds the
underneath
peach stuff in the
Yeah.
boat. I don't remember him seeing
Okay,
anything.
maybe he's not. Maybe I'm just thinking about when they do the flashbacks. But yeah,
I have no idea.
I love Falls. Shit's kind of gas.
Did you have to read the
Shadow
book?
Buff. Yeah.
In like school.
Yeah, I did. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, your life is like cool. Like you do like cool shit,
No.
you know? Because
I think it's pretty boring.
but a lot of people like, from my point of view, it's like I just like go to my job 5 days a week. Like I drive there, sit in an office, drive back. So like stuff like that is like cool, like interesting, like different, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
I respect like just alternatives to like the norm or like I guess my norm. You know what I mean? It like impresses me, I guess.
it's my norm. So
yeah, I guess yeah.
It impresses me. People can go.
So does my office job.
Yeah,
like impress you?
that does, because I would not want to do that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do it either. That's why you know.
So you should be impressed.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why you gotta have like other things that you like can like work on, you know, to like start like getting like out of it, if that's what, like, for example, I want to do, like having like other hustles I can like, you know, just for at least the money, you know, because if you can just like, you can do whatever you want, but if you can't pay the bills at the end of the day, like you can't do whatever you want.
That's the hard balance.
Yeah.
Like with like music too, or like snowboarding.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna try to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have to pay my rent.
Yeah, versus the opportunity cost of doing what you need to do to make the money, and then like, losing like the stuff that you do want to do.
Right.
It's a struggle.
Well, yeah, and there is an opportunity cost in doing whatever you want and not making money. Is that you could be making money.
Yeah.
And like maybe saving up for a house or something.
Yeah, or gaining like a boring but like money making skill that you know maybe it is just for a company or whatever. Right. But, yeah, dude, I love, like, my job's nice, like, it's, like, chill, but, yeah, I've just gotten to the point where, like, I've been doing, like, an office job since I graduated in 2018, so it's, like, I'm just over it, you know? Like, just the whole, just, like, it's just so bland. Mm-hmm. Like, the money is, like, the same, it's boring, it's, like, after a while, the money doesn't mean shit. Just,
Are you able to save it?
Yeah, especially, like, living at home, right? Yeah. Like, it's, like, not bad, but it's, like, the money's just the money, you know? After a while, I think most people would, like, I don't know, if you're not able to do what you want with that money all the time, like if like I'm just sitting in an office 40 hours a week, like it's like, damn, the money doesn't mean much then. Yeah. You know, like weekends, sure, I can go do stuff, but that's about it. Huh. So that's why that's why I wanted to interview like people like you and Zach, and just like people who like, you're doing what you love or what you're passionate about, and then like, you know, the money might not be there right now, but it's like, it definitely could be, especially when you get better and better.
Hopefully. That's Well,
and the thing is, like, a lot of people who take like your like route with like music, it's like you can end up being incredibly wealthy, whereas me working in an office job, the odds of me becoming incredibly wealthy doing it are like probably lower than like yours right now doing what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, because
like I'm not gonna be CEO anytime soon. like it or not, I don't know.
I think with anything that you do, like it comes down to like, what do you want to get better at, or what do you want. Holy crap.
Dude, his hops are pretty insane.
Yeah, that was nuts, dude.
He's actually probably confused because usually that thing is like right here.
Oh, really?
So I like pushed it over there. Yeah. So I was saying, that's why I like didn't answer your call. I was like, oh my gosh, that was 10 minutes ago. I was like, Zach, I'm sorry.
I was like chilling on the porch. I was like, this is a pretty nice view.
It is a nice view.
Dude, I haven't seen the Saratoga Temple yet.
I know, it's pretty sick, huh?
It's like right there.
It's like in the middle. Like perfect because it's like a bowl right there, and then like the mountains, and then the lake. It's like pretty sick.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like whatever you're doing, like whether you like, we can get used to doing anything. Mm-hmm. So like I was saying, like whatever I do in my daily life is like normal for me. Yeah. And so whatever.
But if your day to day like is like, it like brings you a lot of like joy, because I wouldn't say that like sitting in an office brings me like any joy, you know, whether or not it's normal. Yeah. It is normal, but for you, like heading up the mountain like twice a week, like to instruct, might bring you like just an incredible amount of like happiness.
I think what brings me satisfaction is like having something that I like to do. Yeah. Or like that I'm like naturally drawn towards.
Yeah, totally.
But what I like to do is to like kind of what's the word? I don't know the word.
I'm trying to think like what you mean.
Well, it's just seeing how I can get better and improving. Mm-hmm. And so
so there's like your like what you really like, but then things that you like that you also like, it's not just because you like them, it's because you're trying to like get better and get somewhere with it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like see where I can take it. Mm-hmm. And so I think whatever you do in your daily life, like you can take it somewhere if you have like a good like growth mindset.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I mean, you know, if you're like, okay, well, what's your end goal? Like being a CEO.
Yeah.
Like, you could figure some progression out to get there, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's like whatever you want to do, you know, just do it.
It's true. And I mean, what do you think like goes into like your growth mindset? Like what do you have to do to like, I don't know, like say like it's something I don't love necessarily, but like I'm going to grow at it. Like what do you have to like do? Like how do you have to program your brain?
So, yeah.
How do you grow?
Yeah. So I that's hard. 'Cause like a lot of the time I want to be that person that's like constantly getting good at whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
It is.
And so it's hard because of like the mindset where I can get trapped in this like ruminatory like cycle in my head where like I'm not I like focus on things and deliberate on them and I don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's like hard to like swallow because you're like, damn, like I've been trying but I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah, well, more of like that mindset is what makes you not progress.
Okay.
And so that's how I've been, like, I'm always fighting that.
So like trying too hard, is that what you mean?
It's like trying to figure things out in my head and like try to understand, it, say like, for example, like a snowboard 360 or something. So like when I was trying to learn that, I would like constantly be like thinking about like how to understand all the different things, like when I'm just like, you know, maybe laying in bed or doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but whenever it would come to the point where I'm on the hill and I have a good opportunity to do one, like, I wouldn't do one.
Oof, yeah.
Because like I would kind of tense up and then I'd be like kind of thinking about it, you know?
Overthinking.
Yeah, so I would overthink. And so that's what I'm constantly fighting is overthinking.
Yeah.
Like how to get better at something. And I'm like, dude, like I'm good. Like I know I can do this.
Yeah.
But then like that's kind of like a denial where I'm like, I haven't even done it yet. Yeah. And I already think like I can do it. But so when I go to do it, I overthink it.
That's a hard thing for a lot of people. You know, like first you know, you have to think like I have to think about something to do something, but then you have to think something, then do it, and then you have done it. And it's like, dude, that's the same with me. It's like I want to be good at whatever. Like I want to make a good podcast, and it's like I think about it, and then like I never started it because I want, you know, my backdrop to be perfect. This doesn't look perfect now, or my camera isn't like a $3,000 camera that can just like make it look how X person's does. So I never even start it, where it's like, honestly, if I just start it, then I'm going to learn so many more skills than just overthinking it, never doing it, because it's not perfect to start.
So that's a perfect example of like a growth mindset where like you do the action, right? And then you kind of dude, I need the freaking word.
Yeah, there's a word.
But it's like, you go through the action and you kind of recall what you did, like how you could get better and what you did good.
Yeah.